Moris are getting a buff, survivors will no longer be able to quit on hook, and map offerings are becoming useless. This is one of the biggest updates in the history of Dead by Daylight. All of these changes will come out with Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'll be testing them tomorrow on the PTB. First, right off the bat, we can now mass spin our blood points. This gift they posted looks like you can spin up to 50 levels at one time. You can no longer use body blocking to grief your teammates or opponents. Now, whenever you get 3 crows, you will lose collision, allowing you to get out of whatever corner you were pinned in. They have also did something to make it so that the game can tell when you go AFK if you're trying to avoid the penalty for going next. Speaking of which, if you do try to go next, there is a system now that will be able to tell, and you will get a disconnect penalty. And to help with this system, they are removing the ability for survivors to unhook themselves on first hook, and they are removing the ability for you to fail 2 skill checks in a row and let yourself out of the game. So once you get hooked, if you want to leave, you are stuck in the game for 160 seconds, baby. Slippery meat, up the ante, and luck offerings will still allow you to unhook yourself. This is a massive buff for killer that is only happening because survivors refuse to play the game. But on the positive side, at least luck actually does something now in DBD. This one's for my console players. They are giving us gamma options. You will now be able to make your game brighter or darker depending on what situation you want. Can you imagine versing a dredge with this damn thing on? Map offerings are no longer going to be a 100% chance. They're going to be a flat rate, which we don't know what that is going to be yet, and they will no longer stack. This is the one thing I don't like because there's so many builds like Scratch Mirror Myers that are no longer going to work, and there will be a ton of build videos in the next 3 weeks because you need to play all these disgusting builds I have before they're dead. So go ahead and follow if you want some disgusting builds. Just saying, 10,000 hours for good at the game. Speaking of maps, whenever survivors spawn into one together, they will now spawn closer together and possibly on the same floor. This is an awesome quality of life change for killer because if survivors spawn in 4 different corners of the map and you're playing someone who doesn't have any mobility, then you're at a disadvantage immediately. Lethal Pursuer stocks is about to rise. They're adding more spectator slots and hotkeys to custom games. This should make comp DBD tournaments a lot funner to watch and look a lot more professional. The artist is getting an add-on pass, and I'm sure it's gonna piss off artist mains. Vecna is getting a lot of changes. He will have all his spells available at the start of the match. He will have lower cooldowns on all his spells. The fly spell will last longer and he will be faster, but he will have a longer cooldown when he comes out of it so that he can't just fly on top of you and then smack you. There's a couple more I didn't mention. Feel free to pause if you want to read. They're changing a bunch of killer and survivor perks. The ones I'm most excited to hear what they're going to do are Dark Devotion, Hex Retribution, Thrilling Tremors, and Light-Footed. Now, Moris are getting a buff to where if 2 survivors are already dead and 1 survivor is on the hook in struggle state, then the killer can Mori a person even when they're in the alive state? Is it going to be like Tombstone, where you just go up and grab them and start it? That's a hell of a buff. Now, this should help with a major problem I have seen since they added the base kit Mori last year. Survivors got sick of being slugged on the ground while they waited for someone to die on hook. This won't happen anymore. They will just be able to Mori instantly. Now, I know survivor mains are gonna be lit down in the comments, talking about all these buffs and how the game's killer-sided, but don't forget, there's anti-tunnel, anti-camp, and anti-slug coming soon. So don't worry, we're all getting nerfed. Anyways, drop me a follow. I'm not delicious.